The jaw-dropping moments that make hockey, hockey. Experience them all with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Missouri listeners, listen up. DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in the Show Me State, which means you can place a bet on anything going on in the NHL. And new customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. All you have to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Copyright NHL 2025. All rights reserved.
What's going on, Rangers fans? Welcome to yet another edition of From the Blue Seats, a New York Rangers podcast presented by DraftKings. I'm Jimmy Fanizzi. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Make sure you follow us on X and Instagram at BlueSeats94 and use the hashtag BlueSeats to chat with us on any and all topics at hand. You can also send us fan mail from theblueseats@gmail.com. That's from theblueseats@gmail.com. Also, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube and subscribe on all audio platforms, and be sure to rate us 5 stars. It would mean the world to us. This episode is going to be a little bit quicker than usual just because I am running on a bit of a time crunch here, and that's because A, my job outside of this has been extremely busy, and B, I just want to spend some quality time with my family this Christmas. And by the way, Merry Christmas to those who celebrate. I hope it's awesome for you. And to those who celebrate Kwanzaa and Hanukkah, I hope Hanukkah was awesome, and I hope Kwanzaa is a joyous one for you as well. I hope this holiday season has been awesome for everybody out there. It really has been quite a busy holiday season. I know everybody's getting a lot of last-minute shopping done, so I hope you are staying safe out there if that is the case, but that's beside the point. This topic of discussion, I've been thinking about this for quite some time, because we all know how much of a bizarre season this has been so far for the New York Rangers. We're almost halfway through the year already. I mean, where in the world is time going? We're almost halfway through the season already. And this has been one of the most bizarre seasons I have ever seen from the Rangers. They are absolute road warriors, but they're a pee-wee team at home. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But those records don't really matter to me, because what matters to me more is that this year, forget about their defense. I've been clamoring about their defense for a while. This year, I'm really noticing more and more that the Rangers cannot score to save their lives. They can't buy a goal. At the time of this recording, it is December 22nd, 2025. At the time of this recording, the Rangers are currently in a 3-way tie for 28th in goals for, with the Blues and the Flames with 95 goals. Goals against, they are tied for 11th with the Seattle Kraken with 102. Their power play is ranked 18th in the NHL. And yes, while I do understand that they have 5 overtime wins this season, which by the way is tied with Seattle, Montreal, Edmonton, and Utah, so a 5-way tie right there with overtime wins. That's actually very impressive. And yes, they also have 14 wins when they score first. But the key word there is when, because this season it's a rarity that they score first. And they only have 2 shutout wins on the year. You know how many times that this Ranger team has been shut out so far this season? 6, which leads the league. And you want to know what the amazing thing is about those 6 shutout losses? They're all at home. All of them. You really could not make this up, even if you tried to. That is how bizarre of a season this has been for the New York Rangers. It has gotten so bad to the point where I've been starting to have this conversation to myself. Was trading Chris Kreider a mistake? And why do I bring up that question? Because their power play has struggled mightily. Now, I understand that really was never a strong suit for them in recent years. But this year, I'm really starting to see holes, man. I really am. And while I am starting to slightly see some improvement, there are still a lot of things to clean up on that power play. And I think what they miss is that front net presence guy who can deflect pucks in. You had that guy in Chris Kreider, and you let him go. Now, I get it. It's a business, and in some way, it had to be done to save salary cap. But now that I'm looking back on it, I do believe that trading Chris Kreider was a huge mistake. Now, I know a lot of Ranger fans are going to fight me on this, but hear me out. Chris Kreider had major success on the Rangers' power play in his 13 years in New York. He is currently tied with Mika Zibanejad, who actually just tied Chris Kreider recently for most power play goals in Rangers history. And congratulations to Mika Zibanejad, by the way. Hopefully he'll pass that soon. But, point being, Chris Kreider is near the top of that list in power play goals. And there's a reason for that. Because he had a nose for the goal. He was the guy who always got in front of the net and said, hey, somebody shoot the puck. I'm in front. I'll take care of the rest. And whether it was a rebound that he saw that he was able to tuck in, or he was in the right spot for a deflection, Chris Kreider was always there in front of the net on the power play. They missed that front net presence guy. Who is it going to be now? Alexis Lafreniere? Really? You can't rely on Zibanejad and his one-timers a lot because half the time they don't work. Even though Zibanejad, in my opinion, is better this year without Chris Kreider, as weird as that may sound. But seriously, who are you going to rely on to be that guy who's a front net presence? Are you going to rely on Will Cooley? Are you going to rely on Artemi Panarin? Are you going to rely on Johnny Brodzinski? Seriously, who on this team right now can you confidently say, oh, I want that guy in front of the net? Maybe to an extent you can say Will Cooley, but other than that, you can't really say anybody. Because nobody can score. Nobody. With the exception of Panarin and Zibanejad, whom, in my opinion, are having decent seasons so far. But other than that, this team can't score on the power play. There's nobody to rely on to be that front net presence guy. Nobody. And don't even get me started with their 5-on-5 play, because that's atrocious as well. Chris Kreider could also do some things in 5-on-5. He was also a front net presence guy in 5-on-5. Heck, even on the penalty kill, he did some things. By the way, their penalty kill has been a major disappointment this year. Just pointing that out. But the bottom line is, you had that guy in Chris Kreider. A guy who was aggressive, who had a nose for the goal, and who can deflect pucks in right in front of the goalie when you needed to most. You had that guy, and you let him go. For what? Just to save money? If you were really serious about trying to win and build a contender, why couldn't you keep Chris Kreider? Again, I understand it's a business and in some way it had to be done, but maybe, just maybe, if they found a way to keep him, maybe their power play wouldn't be struggling as much, and maybe they would have more goals than they do right now. Chris Kreider, by the way, so far in his tenure with the Ducks, if I can pull up his numbers here, Chris Kreider so far in his first season with the Ducks, 33 games in, has 13 goals, 9 assists for 22 points. Now, I know that may not be impressive to some, but the man is 34 years old. He's not getting any younger. But he's having a pretty dang decent season so far for the Anaheim Ducks. And the Ducks are one of the more surprised teams in the league right now. And I think the presence of Chris Kreider is really helping out those young guys a lot. And in my opinion, that's another thing that the Rangers miss. Now, Vincent Trocheck can step up and be that veteran presence. I have confidence in him. And while JT Miller, the captain, has actually really found his game the last few weeks, I know that he's hurt right now and he's going to miss a few weeks, and that's going to be a big loss. But at the beginning of the year, JT Miller didn't look like that guy. So when JT Miller does not look like himself, it's up to Trocheck, it's up to Panarin, it's up to Zibanejad, it's up to the other veterans on this team to step up and be a presence for these young kids to show them, hey, we can make you better. Trust us. And right now, nobody is doing that. Nobody. So at the end of the day, I really do feel like trading Chris Kreider was a big mistake by the New York Rangers because they no longer have that front net presence guy who can deflect pucks in. They don't have another veteran presence leader who can make guys around him better. And they don't have an offensive threat anymore. They really don't. The Rangers had him, and they let him go because they wanted to save money. Which I understand. You need money to try and build a contender. But if they just found out a way to keep Chris Kreider, and I don't know if they would have found a way to keep him. But if they did, boy, would things be different this season. They really, really would. They sure as hell would be a lot better offensively than they are now. Trading Chris Kreider was a mistake, in my opinion. Let's hear from you, though. Do you think trading Chris Kreider was a mistake, or do you think the Rangers are better off without him? Let me know on X and Instagram at BlueSeats94. Use hashtag BlueSeats, or if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment down below and leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell while you're at it. And don't forget to subscribe on all audio platforms, Apple, Spotify, YouTube Music, wherever you listen to your podcasts. And be sure to rate us 5 stars. And send us fan mail from theblueseats@gmail.com. That's from theblueseats@gmail.com. Was trading Chris Kreider a mistake? I think it was. Let's hear from you. And before I sign off, this will be my official last episode for the year 2025. I just want to take the time to just thank all of you out there for taking time out of your day to listen and to watch on YouTube every single time I post an episode. I know it's been a little bit more inconsistent over the past couple of months, and I do apologize about that, but I really do appreciate you hanging in there and being patient with me. I really do hope that your holiday season, Hanukkah, Christmas, and Kwanzaa is awesome this year, and I truly do hope that 2026 is your year. A very happy early new year. Thank you to everybody again for listening and for all of your constant love and support. It truly means the world to me, and I will see you in 2026. Thank you again. I love you guys. I'm Jimmy. This is From the Blue Seats, a New York Rangers podcast presented by DraftKings. Go Blue Shirts. See you in the new year. Peace!